Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see you. We're about to go live with DJ Full Effect on the Stress Free Radio Show with your boy Cooler Ruler. Here goes that
Yo,
bomb. DJ Full Effect.
what's happening? What's
What's good
happening?
with you? I can turn your
Cooling.
phone down a little bit.
All
You
right.
heard? Just a little. You got
All right, I'm good.
The hi-fi. The
All right.
hi-fi phone. Your joint is in stereo.
No, hey, man, that's a good thing then.
That's what's up, man. So Full Effect, man, we about to find out about DJ Full Effect, man. The who, what, where, whens, and whys, and how, real quick. It's a
No
short little
doubt.
time span, but we're going to get it done. So where you from
All right.
first?
Born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida. North Florida, was the state capital of Florida as well. Um, yeah, so that's where I'm from. I'm down here.
Okay. So you was influenced in Florida to DJ. Is this just DJing you do, or you also produce?
I also produce as well. And so most all of my influences, of course, from Florida. Most of my family from South Florida, from Miami. So I
Okay.
get a lot of my, what I'm saying, cultural, what I'm saying, multiculturals and all that stuff like that, rhythmic sounds and all that stuff like that. I get it from them as well. Also, I've been singing in the choir since I was 4. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, was a true alto. Went all the way to, when your puberty changed, you go to the tenor. So I had
Yeah.
to, what I'm saying, change up and switch up.
So you can
So
sing. You
yeah,
can sing too.
a wee bit.
So,
I got hold of the tune.
you can make
Nah,
it through the
I
hook.
mean, I tend to shy away from it, but I'm okay. Um,
Okay. All right.
but yeah, so
So
also I got into not only to DJing like way later. After I started doing instruments, so I played in the band, in the school band and the marching band, and then got introduced into like doing music a little bit with the my brother had like the double cassette like boombox, and so
yeah.
like it was a local station. It was a local station that was it, and they used to have like the top 10, the top 5 countdown. And so like my brother used to make like mix CDs or mix tapes rather at the what I'm saying, because it was a tape cassette. And so
Yeah.
he'll, what I'm saying, make them. And so I'll watch him make them, and then I'll just go ahead and do it my own self because I have my own little Walkman and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then I had at that time I didn't know what I was doing, and then later on my brother had his CD box, and so I took that and I just started making CDs. Around that time, LimeWire was around, so I
Why you
got
stole
what
his
I'm
CD?
saying.
Why you stole his
Hey,
equipment?
hey, I was the little brother, so the little
Yeah.
brother always got what I'm saying, work what he got. So I worked what I got, and so yeah, I got introduced with DJing around that time. Actually, around my senior year in high school, it was this guy who actually didn't know who he was at first, but it was a birthday party that I went to. I was not invited, unannounced, so I went. A couple of my
Right.
classmates I already knew they was going, so I went anyways. But so people that was there, they came from my high school anyway, so they knew around my school I had my radio and stuff like that. So I would have my radio blasting my CDs that I would make. So
Yeah.
they was like, "Hey man, you got the CDs with you or whatever like that." I was like, "Yeah, I got them," and I let the DJ spin them. So he was like, "Yo, you look like your crowd, your people. So I'm gonna just show you how what I'm saying, work this or whatever." And he went to go pour him a drink. I was like, hold up, bro, I don't know your equipment. So I just took over the whole night. And he what I'm saying, blessed me, what I'm saying, allowed me to do that. And his name is Leroy. Appreciate him. Shout out to Leroy.
So how long
Yeah.
has it been since that day?
Oh, man. So that was like 2012. Well, I'm sorry, 2010. So that was like, hey, it's been a minute. So since then.
Okay, so about 10 years. You got like 10 good years under your belt.
Yep. Not only that though, so it kind of transpired into it was a group of guys, Two Street Entertainment, and we actually was trying to, of course, do a little something in our city. As far as like doing promotion with parties and whatnot. I had ran into this. He has his own car service. Um,
Uh-huh.
but he wanted to have his own club business, and so he opened it up. And so I ran into him and became his in-house DJ. And so I became the kind of like, you know what I'm saying, do a little something with that on the side. And then I went down to Orlando and I went to Full Sail. That's when, you know, the production and all stuff like that came about as well. Later on, influenced by a family member as well too. So it was a lot.
So that's dope. So since then, what's the like the craziest thing you experienced DJing? Like, what was the biggest moment? You know what I'm saying? Like that got you feeling like you've arrived as a DJ.
I'm sorry, repeat that again. My bad. It was kind of breaking up.
No, I was just saying, like, what was the greatest moment you experienced DJing? Like, if it had to do with like it was a great, like a big crowd of people, or it was in front of like a celeb or something like that. What was the illest? You know what I'm saying? Moment.
This was when I was living in Orlando, and so one of my neighbors of mine, he actually has a friend, a close friend, who was at Full Sail. She was doing in the music production or whatnot, but she stopped and was going to cosmetics. So she's a cosmetology in school or whatever like that. So she went to Beta, and so she was like, "Hey, it's a last minute type of a thing." But our DJ, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know, ran out on us or whatever like that. And they had their own fashion show get ready to go on. So it was like, hey, you want to go ahead and, you know, put it to use. So I was like, all right, bet. So, you know what I'm saying, one thing led to another, hit it. They enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed myself, man. It was dope. I really enjoyed it, man. And ever since then, I was like, all right, cool. I knew I can, you know what I'm saying, still do that and rock it. And actually, it was another fashion show a month later that I did at an art gallery in Orlando too. So I did some work, you know, sitting down there. So yeah.
All right. So and then you said production. I already know. Like, it's not even a question of how you got into production, because usually DJing and production, it's like hand in hand. You're gonna wonder how the music is made if you play it. You know what I'm saying? So what's the kind of music that you're making? Like hip hop?
R&B, hip hop and R&B, but mostly R&B though. Yep.
Yeah. R&B with bridges.
What
you know
bridges
what I'm saying?
too? Yeah,
bridges and yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Because that's what I like. You know.
I was about to say I have a track that I produced for a young lady by the name of Coco Leah. She's actually from Canada. There you go. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, what dreams are made of? That track, that's of course one of them. So yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right, that's what's up. So now that you got this platform right here, right now, what do you want to tell these people here on the Stress Free Radio Show live today?
Oh man, push through what you're going through, man, and definitely know where your strength and your health come from. Knowing your spirit. Knowing your craft as well. This downtime that everybody's doing in the quarantine, I know they're definitely taking advantage of, you know, perfecting what it is. We are all eager, of course, just to, you know what I'm saying, get out and, you know what I'm saying, get everything out or whatever that we've been working on. So, yeah, let you see yourself in the craft that you're doing. Don't let nothing break and fold you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I appreciate the platform. I appreciate you allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Salute, man. And we make sure we're following. So we make sure to follow, you know, what you're doing in the future. All right?
I appreciate
you for coming through the Stress Free Radio Show live. And this is DJ Full Effect, ladies and gentlemen.